Serial refunders. How to spot buyers gaming your digital downloads. Some buyers download, use, and then request a refund on repeat. Here's how to recognize the pattern and protect your income. Somewhere out there is a customer who bought your Lightroom presets on a Friday, edited an entire client shoot with them over the weekend, and filed a refund request Monday morning claiming they didn't work as expected. It's not a rare edge case. It's a known behavior pattern with a name in fraud prevention circles. Serial refunding, sometimes called free riding. Physical products make this harder, since something has to be shipped back. Digital downloads have no return leg at all. The buyer already has the file, the course access or the template, refund or not. That asymmetry is exactly why creators selling ebooks, presets, Notion templates, and courses need to understand the pattern instead of treating every refund request as an isolated, good faith case. Why digital products attract this specific abuse. Refund abuse exists across every category of commerce, but instantly delivered digital goods have a structural weakness that physical products don't. There's nothing to send back. When someone refunds a physical order, they either return the item or eat the shipping cost trying to fake it. Friction that filters out casual abuse on its own. A digital download has none of that friction. The buyer clicks pay, gets a secure link on screen and by email within seconds, and the product is theirs forever, whether or not the payment sticks. If they file a refund an hour, a day, or a week later, they still have the ebook open in another tab. This isn't a flaw specific to any one platform. It's the nature of instant delivery, and it's exactly why the businesses selling ebooks, presets, and course access need a different playbook than a t-shirt shop does. The people who exploit this aren't usually elaborate scammers. Most are opportunists who've noticed that refund requests are rarely challenged. A small subset does it repeatedly, often across multiple creators in the same niche, because it's low effort and low risk for them. The fix isn't to distrust every buyer. It's to recognize the specific fingerprints serial refunders leave behind, because, unlike a shady chargeback with no paper trail, a digital storefront actually generates a clean, time-stamped record of exactly what happened and when. The pattern broken down. Serial refunding rarely looks like fraud on the surface. That's what makes it effective. It looks like a normal, slightly disappointed customer. But line up enough cases, and the shape repeats. Purchase, immediate access, a short delay, a vague complaint, and a refund demand that arrives suspiciously close to a deadline, end of a project, a client deadline, a launch date, rather than close to the actual purchase moment. A single instance of this could genuinely be someone who changed their mind. A pattern across several buyers using nearly identical language, or the same buyer doing it more than once, is a different story entirely. One refund isn't a pattern. Don't treat a single request as evidence of abuse. Look for repetition. Either the same person doing it more than once, or a cluster of near-identical complaints close together. Isolated requests are normal business. Your best defense, the delivery record. Here's the upside: digital creators have that physical goods sellers don't. Instant, automated delivery leaves an exact trail. The moment a buyer pays, store.fan generates a secure download link, timestamps it, and sends it both on-screen and to the buyer's email, meaning you have hard evidence of exactly when access was granted, not a vague, "they probably got it." That timestamp is the single most useful thing you own in a dispute. If a refund request comes in 8 days after delivery for a $19 claiming it never arrived, the delivery record settles the question in seconds, instead of turning into a back-and-forth argument you can't win on vibes alone. This record matters even more once a card network dispute enters the picture, since chargebacks are decided on documentation, not conversation. A processor asking, "Was this delivered?" wants a timestamp, not your word. keeping your entire catalog running through one connected account. Rather than emailing files manually or juggling multiple delivery methods, means every sale automatically has this paper trail without you having to build it yourself. It's one more reason the setup work of getting a proper storefront right pays for itself the first time a dispute shows up. Build a refund policy that does the deterring for you. The most effective anti-abuse tool isn't a detective skill. It's a policy stated clearly before the sale, not improvised after it. Vague or missing refund terms invite test cases, because a buyer weighing whether to try their luck reads ambiguity as an opening. A specific, visible policy at checkout does most of the deterrence work before a single dispute ever happens. And it protects the buyers acting in good faith just as much as it protects you. A clear time window for refund eligibility, e.g., within 48 hours of delivery. What counts as a valid reason, a genuine technical or access issue, versus what doesn't, change of mind after use. That access logs and download timestamps are reviewed before a refund is approved. Whether partial use products, courses, memberships, have different terms than one-time downloads. Where to actually go for help? Link it straight to your inbox or a support contact so nobody has to guess. Where you put this policy matters as much as the wording. A refund policy buried in a terms page nobody reads does nothing. Put a short version directly on the product page or checkout step, and keep the full version linked from your storefront footer. If you're setting this up for the first time, the store designer inside your dashboard makes it easy to add a policy block without touching code. Worth doing before you ever list a product for sale, not after your first dispute. A refund policy nobody read before buying isn't a policy. It's a surprise you're springing on people after the fact, and surprises are what buyers dispute. What to do when you spot the pattern. Recognizing serial refunding is only useful if you act on it consistently. Overreacting, treating every request like an accusation, damages trust with the honest majority of your buyers, who make up the overwhelming share of any real storefront's customer base. Underacting lets a small number of repeat offenders quietly erode your margin, deal after deal. The middle path is a simple, repeatable process you apply the same way every time. Check the delivery timestamp against the refund request date before responding. Ask the buyer a specific, answerable question about what's wrong. Vague complaints from legitimate buyers usually get more specific once asked. Check your customer history for repeat patterns from the same name, email, or payment method. For a first-time, plausible request, refund it. Most disputes are genuine, and goodwill compounds over time. For a repeated pattern from the same buyer, decline with your documented policy cited directly, and keep the record on file. If a dispute escalates to a chargeback, submit your delivery timestamp and access logs as evidence through your payment processor. Because Stripe and PayPal payments flow straight into your own connected account, rather than sitting in a middleman wallet. You're also working directly with the same dispute tools banks and processors already provide. No extra layer to coordinate with. That's one more reason it's worth getting the fundamentals of your storefront right early. A clean product catalog, one connected payment method, and delivery that's actually logged. If you haven't set that up yet, you can create your store in minutes and start selling with those protections built in from day one. Don't let a small minority set your prices. It's tempting to overprice everything to absorb expected refund losses. Don't. Serial refunders are a small percentage of buyers. Price for your real audience, documented in your pricing page, and handle abuse case by case instead of taxing everyone for it. The bigger picture. Protecting income, not just individual sales. It's easy to treat each refund request as a one-off annoyance worth $15 or $30, but run the math across a year of consistent sales and a pattern of unchecked abuse quietly compounds into a meaningful chunk of lost revenue. Money that should have funded your next product, your ad spend, or simply your rent. Creators who build the habit of checking delivery records, stating policy up front, and declining clearly documented repeat cases keep significantly more of what they earn, without becoming paranoid about every buyer who emails in with a real problem. This is a solvable operational issue, not a reason to avoid selling digital products at all. The category remains one of the highest margin ways to build income as a creator, refund edge cases included. If you're weighing whether the admin of running a real storefront is worth it, it's worth looking at how a working setup actually behaves day to day. A live example store shows delivery, checkout, and product pages in context rather than in the abstract. And if a question comes up that this article didn't cover, the FAQ and more guides dig into checkout, delivery, and payout mechanics in more depth. Key takeaways. Serial refunders exploit the fact that digital delivery can't be undone. They keep the file and get the money back. The tell isn't one refund, it's a repeatable pattern. Fast download, short window, formulaic complaint, then silence. Delivery timestamps, download logs, and email records are your strongest evidence when a dispute needs a real answer. A firm, written refund policy stated at checkout does more to deter abuse than any after-the-fact argument. Most buyers are honest. The goal is filtering out the small percentage who aren't, not punishing everyone with friction. Start your creator store, free, at store.fan.